Hello, Gemini creators. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie. I am here with your April monthly reading. Today we're going to be jumping into the Celtic cross spread that I love to do for the monthlies. It gives us a lot of great information. We'll of course look into your overall energy and also close it up with a collective message for our Gemini crew. We are celebrating Aries season, hence the Aries Ram t-shirt here, and a very happy birthday to all of our Aries brothers and sisters out there. Please stay tuned at the end of the reading. I'm going to elaborate much more on the creators community and how to get involved. And also I would just like to thank you for being here. Remember, these are general readings, so take only what resonates and leave the rest. Let's get going. We're going to get a message from your animal spirit guides. Highest and best message for our Gemini creators for April. Oh my, busy little bees I see, Gemini. You got honeybee. Let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority this month. It says in this situation, and it may be situational for some of you, but we're also going to say for the month, compassion and forgiveness. Let's take a look at what is showing up in the cards for you. You are showing me the current energy of the world. This is some sort of completion, but what this has sparked for you and what is challenging you is a transition of some kind. This is the Six of Swords. I think that you're really planning for and hoping for a calmer, more of a flow in your life than you've had before. Maybe the waters have been a little choppy. Maybe things have been a little bit unstable. And I think part of it is just the feelings that occur when we go through times of change and endings of cycles. But this could be hitting you also on a very personal level. In your needed focus, you got masculine energy. This is the Emperor, number 4. This is about structure. It can also be a message of you checking your ego and seeing what's going on there, maybe doing a little ego health check for yourself. Could be also connected to father energies or just issues with masculine energies in general and or taking action. We're going to have to clarify to see what that means. In your past energy, you have the 8 of Wands, rapid change. And I think that may have put you or progressed you into some sort of cycle closing, whether you were ready for it or not. And looking at your future energies, you have the Page of Cups. And so somehow all of this is moving you deeper into your creativity. There's curiosity here. There's this desire maybe to be more artistic or to craft more. And that could also mean crafting your words, Gemini, or crafting your content in some specific way. You really do a lot through communication, and in particular, extroverted communication that hits the ears of others. That is what I'm getting for some of you. So some of you are amplifying this energy, moving more into it in the month of April. Now, this is really interesting. In your place of embodied empowerment, you got the Ace of Cups, compassion. It goes right along with the overall energy of the honeybee. I feel like some of you may be encountering an individual or more than one individual that reminds you maybe of your younger self. It could also just be a time where your heart is a little bit more tender, a little bit more open. Some of you could be healing your child, your inner child, as you move along. So sequentially speaking, these energies are a little more precious, these energies of compassion. And yet others of you even need to view yourself as a beloved child. Maybe that wasn't done by dad, or maybe there's some sort of masculine energy that at some point let you down, and that's being looked at this month. For your support and allies, you get the 8 of Cups, disappointment. Very interesting that in a place of support would be disappointment. So in some way, shape, or form, Gemini, a disappointment is informing you. It's supporting you. Maybe it's going to move you to the next level, or it's helping you close out this cycle, maybe with some of the energies I'm seeing here, either with your ego or the masculine energies that you've been dealing with. In your current environment, you got the Devil card. This is Capricorn energy, so you could have that Capricorn energy around you, or it's coming up for you in your own astrology, or it's being sparked for you to look at through another person. In this deck, it's represented as the prey and the shadow self. And we have a rabbit here, which rabbits to me always indicate productivity, and bees indicate productivity. We want to make sure, though, that we're working on the energies that we're currently swimming in, right? I feel like some of you are swimming through quite a soup of energies, and we want to make sure that we do take an honest look at the shadows and shine the light in those darker corners. And that's coming up for you, Gemini. In your hopes and dreams, you got the Knight of Swords, ambition, very ambitious card. In this particular deck, it's a pack of wolves here, or a pack of knights, and they are all howling in harmony together. So this to me feels like a bit of a battle cry, or a bit of an announcement of some kind that may be coming up. Since it's in your hopes and fears, you might be having a little bit of anxiety around that. And then for the potential outcome, you got the Ace of Swords. This is clarity. This is where all things come together. This is where a new idea comes through that can be really successful for you. So, all right, we're moving through some change. We're moving through some things, but we've also got some really nice energies blended in here for you. So let's take a look at this world and what kind of cycle maybe you're working on closing out right now, or what you need to know about this. We're constantly in flux, in change, and moving through cycles. For you, you're showing me that this has to do with partnership and with how you're going to practically move forward with someone. So there's some sort of ending. Maybe it's been compassion and forgiveness that's come up for you. And that compassion and forgiveness has actually got to a place within you where if this person has wronged you, you are forgiving them, or maybe you're the one being forgiven. But the partnership itself is being healed with this compassion and forgiveness, and therefore the focus can be on how do we move forward now. Let's look at this new beginning, or let's look at the next phase as a new beginning. So let's look at this Six of Swords that's challenging you. What's this transition entailing? What does it look like? What are the energies? Who are the actors that play into this the most? And why is this transition so challenging? Maybe it is that final phase before you let go of a grievance that you had with someone, or them with you, a disconnect of some kind. Clarifying this Six of Swords is the King of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. If this is a person that you're working on forgiving, I actually feel that the two of you working together in the physical world on something, maybe a project around the home or something, that seems to make what otherwise would be a super challenging situation go smoother. Now, I wouldn't recommend tackling the hardest project around your home, but the two of you successfully completing something together, maybe not being perfect experts at it, but having to put your two minds together, your two energies together in order to accomplish something could be incredibly helpful here. A lot of pentacles coming up, a lot of movement in the material world here, which forgiveness will do. When we reach that place within ourselves where we've actually forgiven someone, or we've been forgiven, and those activations and those hooks no longer get in us, it can be a very freeing feeling. It's challenging going through the steps to get there, because oftentimes we've defined our lives and we've defined ourselves in those energies for a period of time, and it gets comfortable and we get used to it, right? And you're showing me here, though, that maybe with some more partnership type efforts around the home, that would help. Maybe where the focus isn't on you or them or the both of you, but it's on something around you, like your environment. It's very interesting you had that devil card pop up in the environment, but remember the devil is connected to Capricorn, and Capricorn is like a hardworking kind of energy. It's an earthly energy connected to the pentacles. So that may indicate right there that some more progress can take place, some more forgiveness, more compassion, more healing takes place as the two of you work together on something very practical. Now, looking at this number 4, this Emperor card, okay, it is a card of structure and stability. You get the 10 of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. So we have the Emperor as your needed focus. This could be forgiving a father figure. This could be something that damaged a happy home. Could be a husband, a partner, a father, an uncle, a brother, some masculine energy, a grandfather coming in. I think your relationship to healing the situation with this person has been slow. You've really had to look at, or you are looking at, a lot of different angles of this. You may continue to do so throughout the month and throughout even the upcoming years. But the Knight of Pentacles is going to be slow and steady. But you know the saying, slow and steady wins the race. And I think when it comes to the energies that you've dealt with, because I feel like a disruption to the happy home here in the 10 of Cups through that masculine energy. Now, for some of you, it could be through your own constructs to do with your ego. What's wrapped up in your ego? What you adopted as important? What you need other people to be in order to feel powerful or to feel in control here, as the Emperor wants to feel. Or for some of you, even what you need to be in place for you to take action. So there's quite a bit going on here for you, Gemini, in the month of April. I'm encouraging you to just take it pinnacle by pinnacle, step by step, work with a pinnacle, turn it around, look at the different angles, look at the situations. The Knight of Pentacles would be less likely to respond or to act out. It's more of, let me withhold, let me actually analyze this a little bit. Maybe I need to work with the emotions first, take some of the emotion out of it, and then see how I can move forward from there. So a bit of a disruption, but also, you know, we have a cycle ending here, and forgiveness is so freeing. Let's look at this 8 of Wands from the past, the 4 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. My goodness, Gemini, you have a lot of earth energy coming up. Some of you, I'm going to say, maybe had to work quite hard at staying grounded from what I'm seeing here amongst so much change. Something had you feeling a bit upside down, all right? Maybe the relationship with this masculine energy here, it had you pull within. It had you maybe even looking like, how do I live my life independently from this person? How do I break free from this family dynamic? And what can I nurture that's really going to make me feel good about me? And I think this is one of the most important things that you've learned in the past, is that you have your own gifts, talents, and abilities, and they're very valuable in this world. And I think this situation that made you feel unstable, possibly brought pain in the past, has somehow birthed this amazing progress within you and how you relate to the world. There's been a lot of lessons in this for you this lifetime, in this particular relationship, whatever one is coming to mind for you. And they've benefited you. I think at times, maybe it was hard to see that. At times it was hard for you to see that, but some of those energies are fading away into the past. The more and more compassion you have for yourself, the more and more forgiveness you embrace for the other, vice versa, whatever needs to happen with those energies for your particular situation, the more you embrace that, the better you are going to feel, and the more you are going to see just how far you've come and what you've accomplished and how you've grown from this situation as a evolved being. Now, looking into the future, we have that creativity, right? We have that curious, cute little pup of creativity, the Page of Cups here. We got the 7 of Swords. am concerned about these energies that I see coming up in the future, okay? And the reason why I'm concerned is that they feel like an echo of what disrupted your life before. So the King of Wands being, you know, a muted version. Maybe muted isn't the best word, but you probably won't take offense if you're not a fire sign. But the King of Wands having fire, but being put in his place a little bit from the Emperor having that ultimate kind of authority. But this, to me, this King of Wands with the Seven of Swords feels like an energy that you've dealt with that tries to sneak back in, but maybe a lesser version. If you have been dealing with your own ego too, and you've been maybe made aware of that through your own spiritual journey or the people around you, there may be the tendency for some sneaky energies to come back in and express through you directly as you try to advance into your creative energies. It could come through in thoughts, it could come through in interferences, or just, I've got to stop and deal with this before I can move on here. So some of you may have to get over yourselves, all right? It's a little bit of a direct, hard message, and I get it, but sometimes we have to get over our own BS. And ultimately, at the end of the day, we're the only people standing in our way. Others of you, though, this is an echo. This could be somebody coming into your energy field or an energy of some kind, particularly through a masculine energy that maybe what they're offering and what they're excited about and what they're trying to push forward maybe just doesn't have the best intentions. So as these are coming up in the future energies, you can consider what resonates with you here, and then you can embrace that wisdom and be a little bit more prepared here to deal with that, right? Or you could start dealing with it now and really shifting your own energies. Oh my goodness. Gemini, sometimes, you know, we test ourselves, and this could be your greater being informing you that you're testing you, or maybe you're testing the waters with someone new and you're realizing the pattern. The pattern is much more visible to you now than it has been in the past. Let's look at the place of embodied empowerment where you had that Ace of Cups. You get the Nine of Wands and the Fool. So Gemini, you're learning to trust yourself, to trust this new version of yourself. This Nine of Wands, it's a card of caution, because guess what? I've been hurt before. I've been hurt before, maybe by these masculine energies, or my own ego has prevented me from doing something important before. My own ego has prevented me from taking the leap, or someone that disrupted my life has prevented me from doing that. There's this reassuring energy as this is coming up in your place of embodied empowerment that yes, you can have a bit of that caution, but you still get to take the leap. You get to have compassion for the energies that have had you cautious in the past. You can have compassion for that, okay? But the energy now seems smaller than it did before. So it doesn't need as much attention, and you are freed to move into the energies that you've been wanting to leap into the new cycle. Now, sometimes when we're leaping, it feels like slow motion. So don't expect it to come all at once and be like that instant gratification kind of energy. It's a process. It's a free fall, like that's on slow-mo here, all right? But a free fall into the new you. So this is really interesting here. Some interesting dynamics that you've got going on. Let's look at this very interesting Eight of Cups, disappointment in your support and allies. How has this transformed you and assisted you? Oh, you get the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Cups again. Through your disappointment of the masculine energies, or the disappointment of what resulted from you being a little stuck in your ego or having to tame certain aspects of your ego, you've actually learned how to love, how to hold a greater capacity for love. I feel that you feel good about this. I think you would describe yourself as someone who has a very loving heart, but it almost feels as if it's expand even more than you even thought possible through the disappointment. The Ace of Cups would indicate that it would start with self-love and keeping your own cup full. So through honoring and keeping your own cup full, that's where you have the extra energy to forgive, and you can see where the Nine of Pentacles from your past and the things you're achieving come into place, and you get to actually feel the gratitude, the pride, but not in an egoic way, but that actually being proud of yourself and what you've been able to do. And it just makes it easier when others are involved. It makes that energy that once bothered you feel smaller. All right, definitely something powerful coming in here for your environment. Where you had that Devil card, you get the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. You're very determined to shift your environment in the way where you nurture something new. And remember how I said if you're dealing with a partner, how important it would be to maybe do a project together around the home, maybe even growing a garden together, growing something together would be really beneficial for you. You definitely don't want to hold on to the energies of control connected to a life of bitterness, a life where you feel like you can't be compassionate and forgive others, even those that have wronged you. It has increased your independence, though, I'll say, and I think it's increased your independence in a healthy way. I feel like if you're feeling independent now, or more independent than you were before, it's because you have moved or are moving out of a more codependent cycle into a more interdependent. And sometimes as we break away from codependencies, we really begin to feel that power, and so it will come rushing in. Look, I'm the Queen of Swords, and here's my throne, and here I am, and this is what I think. And so there can be that whoosh of energy, but also we want to keep nurturing the important things. We want to keep nurturing the seeds of forgiveness, of compassion, of working together. And so that's your assignment, so to speak, for April. Let's look at this Knight of Swords, ambition. You get the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands to go with this Knight of Swords, this pack of knights here, howling the night away, right? The Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. There may be this coming up in your hopes and fears. Here's the thing. You want to work smarter, not harder. You want to do more with less. You want to feel like you can sit in the energies where you feel empowered, but still at the same time where it's not just a constant grind going against the grain. This Eight of Pentacles, we're seeing so many pentacles here. We're seeing so many progressions. I think you have the fear of repeating certain patterns of your past, and there may be times where you tiptoe and dance into those energies, but I also see you returning to your more independent, interdependent self here. Some of you may have fears of outperforming a spouse or making more money than a spouse, and then them feeling bad, and then there being some sort of shift in this dynamic here. That's why I feel the two of you working together on things that affect both of you, but then also having the interdependence to go do your own thing is going to be so important. Because I think you're a little bit concerned about how does it balance out? Like, how does this feel good to everyone involved? And the pack of wolves coming up as the Knight of Swords, it's like a pack of knights. Makes me think there could be children involved or fur babies, other people involved in the dynamic. So you're considering a lot more than just you and this other person, or you and your ego, right? For the clarity that you're moving towards, I love this. You got the Six of Wands and the Four of Swords. This is a combination of active success and celebration with healing, with the behind the scenes healing. People are going to see you, Gemini, in this new healed state. So those of you who have been working on taming the ego, or, the ego can be really tricky and really subtle. It's not a bad thing when it comes up that maybe there might be some ways that you might be using your ego to stay in control. It tries to protect us. It's a protection mechanism. But I really like seeing this. I think that people won't know how to describe it, but they're going to see you as evolved, as healed, as successful over these energies, even if they didn't personally know what you went through. This is going to make you feel a lot more relatable to people in whatever you are building or working toward, and also more relatable to your partner. For others of you where you dealt with the other person's ego, that masculine energy, the emperor, that king of wands kind of energy, the ill-dignified parts of that, you truly are healing from that. And I think by the end of the month, you're gonna feel that shift within yourself, and it feels quite good. And it's due to all of the healing that you've been doing behind the scenes. It does feel like something is going to click. I'm not saying things are happening overnight, but by the end of the month, something clicks for Gemini, and that's exciting. Let's get a card from the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards to close out your reading today, Gemini. We're looking for the highest and best message for you. Uncovering treasure beneath the surface, what you've been doing behind the scenes, lies great bounty. And people are going to start seeing the bounty of your success, of your efforts, of the healing, of the forgiveness, of the compassion that you extend. There is definitely treasure in this experience. There's definitely treasure in the point of the cycle that you're in, that you're ending. I almost wanted to say I wanted to say in the cycle that you're in, but you want it to end. I feel it. When I tune into the ending of the cycle that you're going through, the energy feels crusty, it makes me cough. And I see this Seven of Wands coming up in the future position, like, oh, I want all that cleared out. But remember, you have cleared it out. You are clearing it out. There may be some static that you encounter, and that's okay. That's just your way of challenging yourself or testing yourself in whatever you've been through here, to make sure your energies are aligned with that Ace of Cups, which is in your empowered place, right? The Ace of Cups, which is also your biggest support and ally here. All right, Gemini, what an interesting reading. Stick around for a moment because I'm going to tell you a few of the reminders that might be important for the creators community. Be sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And I welcome all new subscribers. I'm so glad to have you here and blend you into the creators community. And for all of you who have been with me on this path for a while, I am so grateful for you and all you have done to support and help me grow and build. So I want you to be sure to check the description below. Take a moment to look through that and see if there's anything of interest, whether it be a personal reading or an affiliate link that might serve you well. All right, there's lots of good stuff that I consistently put down there, as well as writing up a little bit about what the readings are about and what it might mean. So if you know another Gemini who might benefit from this reading, send it their way. And then please connect with me on social media at Creators on the Crest, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Whatever platform you like, please interact with me there so I know that you're there. I would love to see you and be sure that I get you all of the messages that you would like to receive. Also, please check out my podcast, Real Life Mages, where I interview very interesting people who are out there working their own individual kind of magic. We have a lot of different topics, and it really is about real life, everyday people putting their magic into play, putting their uniqueness into the world. And I think you'll find some of those to be quite nice listening experiences. Grab a cup of tea, sit down with one of those episodes and check it out. And then please join my lives. I love doing lives for the community every Friday at 10 a.m. Central. And I do Frequency Friday. We go into collective messages. We have a little chat going. It's chill, it's casual, it's fun. You'll get something out of it. If you happen to be working or can't catch it at the time it's live, I do put up the replay with timestamps. And then every other Sunday night, I have a live Q&A, 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time, where you can come on and ask a question, and I'll give you a little mini reading. I'll treat you to a little mini reading. So we have quite a nice community that shows up every other Sunday night. Be sure you get there near the earlier part, because I have run out of time before and not gotten to all the questions. So please come in, drop your question early. Also, if you do miss, come on the next time and come in a little early and get your question up first. So I'll always come back around again and try to capture everyone, but it is hard to catch the people at the end because I don't often see the comments until I scroll down. So sometimes I don't even know how many questions remain, but I will go for the hour and power pack that full of readings for as many people as I can get to. Okay, creators, thank you so much for joining. Gemini creators, I am so grateful that you entrusted me to read these energies for you today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Happy April.